Michael Saylor just dropped a bombshell. He believes over $100 trillion could soon flow into digital assets. Welcome back, beautiful people, Crypto Labs News. If you finished your Saturday morning cartoons, grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's dig into the biggest stories moving the crypto market today. We're talking about Ethereum's surprise surge, what it could mean for XRP and the broader altcoin market, Eric Trump's message to short sellers, some important technical indicators flashing on XRP, and the latest chatter around an XRP ETF. Oh, and of course, we'll unpack Michael Saylor's huge prediction. But first, beautiful smile, good vibes only, smash that like button and let's get into it. Market overview. As of right now, XRP is trading at $3.32, up about 1% on the day. The initial pop we saw after the recent announcement looks to have cooled off, which honestly was expected. That news was already priced in, so part of the move we saw was shorts getting squeezed before price settled back into a more steady rhythm with the rest of the market. The total crypto market cap is up about 1% today. Bitcoin is up around 2%, but the real mover is Ethereum, which jumped 4% overnight. That move came in a quick burst, roughly 3% in just a few minutes, without any major news suggesting a short squeeze was at play. In fact, over the last 12 hours, about $130 million worth of shorts were liquidated, mainly on Ethereum. We've also noticed an interesting pattern lately, a small sell-off right before the funding fee deadline as traders try to minimize their payments. Even though funding fees are low at the moment, this kind of micromanipulation still happens, especially during low-volume weekend trading. XRP, meanwhile, has struggled to break through its key trendline. We've tested it and been rejected, leaving the price consolidating around the $3.30 range. A lot of candles are stacking up in that area on the hourly chart, so we're clearly in a reaccumulation phase. Weekend volatility warning. Weekends are always tricky in crypto because of lower trading volume. That means faster flips in market direction and more potential for manipulation, especially in summer when volume is already thinner. If you're trading with leverage, this is prime danger territory. And just to be crystal clear, nothing here is financial advice. I don't tell you to buy, sell, or hold, I'm just sharing information so you can make your own calls. Ethereum rally and altcoin rotation. Some analysts are saying this Ethereum rally could spark a mini altcoin season, with capital rotating back into Bitcoin, then into large-cap alts, then mid-caps before a final blow-off top. The timeline they're talking about could take months to play out, but a few believe we might see an August rally into early September, followed by a dip, then a stronger push into October. Again, this is just theory, nobody's a prophet in crypto, but I'm personally prepared for all scenarios: short-term shakeouts, mid-term volatility, and long-term bullishness. Eric Trump's message to short sellers. Eric Trump jumped in on the action, tweeting, "Stop shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum." He celebrated seeing Ethereum shorts get wiped out, and to be fair, over the past 6 days Ethereum has rallied 24% from its recent lows. This fits the typical cycle: money flows into Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and then traders start hunting for the next big mover in mid-caps. Trading lessons from Crypto. Crypto also pointed out Ethereum's breakout on the 4-year chart, but he cautioned against celebrating too early until we see a confirmed weekly candle close above resistance. Fun fact, despite his success, Crypto has had some brutal losses. During Bitcoin's drop to 15K, he kept opening leveraged longs and got liquidated twice, once during the FTX collapse. He later bought again at 15K, rode the recovery, and turned it into roughly $30 million in profit. The takeaway: even the best traders take big hits. Leverage can lead to massive gains, but also to instant wipeouts if the market moves against you. Institutional money sneaks in. Eric Balchunas at Bloomberg reported that Harvard and Brown University have bought shares of IBIT, making Harvard the 29th largest holder out of 1,300. This is notable because endowments are notoriously hard to convince when it comes to ETFs. They tend to avoid them entirely. It's not a huge position for Harvard, but it's a symbolic shift. If even the most cautious, traditional institutions start dipping into crypto ETFs, it signals growing acceptance. Imagine what happens when the real floodgates open. XRP ETF odds and SEC politics. Over on Polymarket, The odds for an XRP ETF approval dropped to 62% after SEC Commissioner Caroline Crenshaw voted no on a related ETF conversion. Bloomberg, however, is keeping their odds at 95%, noting she's consistently anti-crypto and outnumbered by pro-crypto commissioners. Remember, on XRP's checklist of bullish catalysts, court case resolved, Trump's inauguration, Gary Gensler leaving the SEC, strategic reserve talk, the ETF is still the one big missing piece. There's speculation that BlackRock and Fidelity are waiting for the perfect moment to file, but publicly they've denied any immediate plans. My theory, they don't want hype to send the price surging before they're ready. Technical indicator flashes for XRP. The MVRV ratio just flashed a golden cross. The last two times this happened, XRP rallied 630% and 54% respectively. Of course, indicators aren't foolproof. I like the 1348 EMA for signals, but even it works about 80% of the time. Always remember, no indicator is perfect and false signals do happen. Michael Saylor's $100 trillion prediction. Now, back to Michael Saylor's jaw-dropping statement. He believes over $100 trillion from traditional equity and credit markets could flow into digital asset-backed instruments over time. His argument? Digital asset-backed equity and credit will outperform their fiat counterparts, attracting massive capital flows. Eventually, traditional finance could be seen as an outdated relic, with digital assets taking center stage, much like oil-dominated corporate balance sheets for decades. He sees this as a long-term trend unfolding over 20 to 30 years and believes companies stockpiling crypto, like MicroStrategy, will be positioned like ExxonMobil was in the oil era, dominant and hard to displace. Final thoughts. The crypto market right now is a fascinating mix of short squeezes, institutional hints, and big-picture predictions. Whether you're a short-term trader or a long-term investor, the key is preparation. Stay ready for all scenarios, manage your risk, and remember, this market can turn on a dime. Not financial advice, always do your own research. Smash that like